Good evening and thank you for this time. I apologize for reading this, but I want to make sure I get it all in. So, my name is Rachel McGrew. My husband Larry and I moved to North Little Rock from Little Rock in the early 70s, and we moved to Skyline Drive for the obvious reasons. It was an old established neighborhood, beautiful streets, a variety of many different homes, and of course the view. We knew from the start that the home we fell in love with would not accommodate a growing family, so we did what we needed to do over the years to accommodate that. We added on and we renovated. Our children grew up, married, and moved, and we talked about moving to a more age-friendly location, probably to Little Rock, where our children and grandchildren reside. But again, we decided to stay on Skyline Drive for the same reasons we started there. We didn't want to live anywhere else. In 2007, we moved out and started a major renovation. In December of that year, a couple of weeks before we were to move back home, the painters accidentally started a fire in our house that resulted in major damage. So once again, we were left with, what are we going to do? Were we going to restore, tear down, rebuild, or sell the lot and move? It was a devastating time for us, but once again, we decided to stay and we rebuilt. And we moved back into our home and celebrated Thanksgiving in 2009. Neighborhoods like Park Hill are special. They should be protected and promoted. They're an asset to any city. The entrance to North Little Rock is through Park Hill, and the hillside of trees and foliage are a welcoming sight to hopefully potential homeowners as well as visitors and passing travelers. I realize property development is necessary and important part of growth. But at what cost? Destruction of acres of trees, increased noise and pollution, increased runoff, and the possible stabilization of the hill and potential damage to many of those homes. These damage would all be visible, this damage. The financial impact that this possibly could have on current property owners is not visible. Perception is reality. One look at the area behind Hobby Lobby is all a potential buyer needs to realize. That can happen to me. 2 weeks ago, I was sitting in this chamber in the audience and happened to be caught on television. Since that time, on no less than half a dozen occasions, I've been approached by total strangers who've asked, "Wasn't that you I saw on TV?" I expressed that it was, and they started to express their concern about and opposition to the hillside cut. I thank them for their support, and I ask them to please express that same sentiment to the mayor and city council. I hope that they did. The opposition to this measure goes well beyond the Skyline and Park Hill residents. It's a North Little Rock issue. At that same meeting 2 weeks ago, Councilman Height asked a very significant question. I'm paraphrasing him, but it was something like, would the church be here if they were abiding by existing laws? And after several minutes of explanation, we finally got the answer. It was no. Please.
Time's up. Go ahead.
I ask you please not to change the law to approve this ordinance. Thank you for your concerns, your interest, and your